So I hear you're office manager and also you're the executive intern.
Executive intern and office manager over at the XM side.
And what do those jobs entail?
Executive intern entails me giving out orders to the other interns and telling them what to do.
Orders?
They must love that, huh?
Like when someone has to get the breakfast or get the coffees, I decide who gets to go do the breakfast, who gets to get the coffees, get the newspapers in the morning.
Delegate that responsibility.
Yes,
like
I certainly
trustee.
do. I certainly do delegate that.
Are you taking the job very seriously?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Yes,
Sam,
sir.
is he taking the job very seriously?
Extremely seriously. He's ready to be a leader.
Is he?
And can I ask David, why when you're talking to the mic are you bent like you're being filmed in a hurricane? Why don't you just raise the mic up a little
Raise
bit?
the mic up and stand up straight.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I don't know.
Feel more comfortable.
That's how the mic is. I'm just
Hunched over.
Yes, sir.
I want you to be comfortable.
I hear also that he does the mic checks every morning. Do we have that audio there? What do you do for mic checks there, David?
Well, Tim comes in and he has to check all the microphones, so he tells me to check each one. So I go around to all the mics and make sure that they're working. And Tim checks, and I just say like, "Oh, this is the mic," and then talk into it. Like when he says, "Oh, okay, go test Anthony's mic," I say, "Oh, this is Anthony's mic. Hello, Anthony's mic," and he checks to see if it works. And I do that with Jimmy's mic, the guest mic, and the mics on the couch.
Yeah?
And Opie just shrugged because I know he's wondering the same thing I am. Which is why there's no tape.
Oh, here it is. Thank you.
When David's using the mic for production or doing this, you can tell he went to school for this because he puts a fist to his mouth and then to the mic to make sure there's the exact proper distance to the sound quality. Just like that.
Is that how far you're supposed to be?
That's what I was taught at the good old Connecticut School of Broadcasting. They told me to put her fist there so that you can have a...
No, when they said put a fist there, that's not what they meant. Apparently the kid enjoys German pornography as much as I do. He's a good boy.
He goes.
There you go. He's cracking up now.
He's cracking up.
Cracking up.
Yeah, but that's what they taught me, that to have a proper distance between your mouth and the mic.
Let me try that. Hold on.
All right, let me try
I'm going
that.
to put a fist between...
Wow, we've been doing this wrong for years.
And now talk. Wow.
Wow, it's perfect.
I don't like it. You know what?
The needles aren't pinning.
You got to go like
God,
this.
I think the kid just taught me something.
You got to get right on the mic.
I'm farther away.
Yeah, I like doing this.
And also
gives me a
there's
little bass in my voice.
with talk radio, there is a dynamic depending on what you're doing. If you're yelling or if you're talking a little softer,
Yeah, you got to move
you do
around.
have to kind of move around.
I'm just
with
putting
the
my
dynamic.
fist up. I'm going with the professionals over at the school that I did.
Hey, what am I?
All right, you know what? Ask, let me tell you something about the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Professionals.
You cocksucker.
I think
Let me tell you something.
I think I'm considered a professional in the
certainly are,
business.
so-
Let me tell you the difference. We're doing it.
So I guess
those guys couldn't make it in the business, so they're teaching zeros like you how to get in the business.
A fist.
What, Kenny? Everyone heard you trying to whisper him along.
You whispered into a mic, Kenny.
Way to go, Kenny.
No.
If they were so good, wouldn't they be doing radio?
I guess they taught me wrong.
Thank you.
I love how he said, well, they're professionals. We're telling them different.
They're not professionals.
And we're not professionals?
You are, but
Look, the Connecticut
I'm
School of
confused
Broadcasting
now. I'm
might...
getting conflicting stuff.
We get paid to do the job, not teach the job.
I know.
And they get paid to teach it, which makes them professional teachers.
Right.
But they're not like professional broadcasters.
It might be a great company. I have no idea when it comes right down to it, but I would say that most of those guys want to be doing a radio
on the
show,
air.
not
They wish they
teaching
could be, yeah.
radio.
The likes of you, anyway.
Tell them about the famous alumni out of...
Oh,
Yeah, David, that's what Kenny was whispering to everyone in two countries
Famous
heard.
alumni.
yeah. Did they tell you about the famous alumni that came out of there?
Oh, they told me.
And who are they?
Well, Jimmy's good friend Artie Lang is a Connecticut School of
Is
Broadcasting.
Artie a Connecticut School of Broadcasting?
Yes, the same. Yes, New Jersey.
hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
It's pretty funny.
Because of that,
yeah.
Jimmy's canceling his gig with
I'm going to
him.
set fire to Artie's dressing room door when I see him.
Oh, because of that? That's so rude of
That
you.
was
my
what
God.
that was kind of the joke. No, I wouldn't burn the man to death because he attended that school. No, I was kidding, David.
Yes.
It was a little joke.
Yes.
All right, so Artie, who else?
A sportscaster you might have heard of named Joe Beningo.
Beningo is my favorite guy at the Fan. I love Joe Beningo.
Yeah.
240 on the Fan, and he wants to cut his own throat when the Jets lose. He's an animal.
All right, well, that's famous.
Yes, sir.
List really falls off after Beningo, doesn't it?
Beningo and Artie Lang. There's also, I don't know if you guys know who Kevin Burkhardt is.
No one does.
He's the guy that he's on SNY now, the Met station. He reports on the field.
Okay.
On the field in SNY.
I don't know him.
No, we have no idea.
No one's ever heard of him. Mr. and Mrs. Burkhardt know him.
Yeah.
He's a sideline reporter. Like he goes on the field during the Mets games and reports from the stands and stuff, and he does interviews with all the players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Who else? Pam Oliver. Who else?
Pam Oliver? I don't think so.
No, I know.
Not the NFL on Fox woman. No.
Right, no. So who else besides? Artie is by far the biggest.
Artie
name,
and Benigno's
doing well.
And yeah, there's also Roger. Do you know Roger All?
Roger All?
Yeah, the director of sports on Fox 5.
Yes, he used to do a show with Ted Parshall.
That's his name. He's a teacher at Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and everyone says he's like a real famous person. I never heard of him in my
If someone
life.
has to say he's famous and you don't know it, he's not famous.
He's not famous.
According to the instructors there, he's like a legend.
No, he's not. He has a great cleaning product.
Well, you really are sticking with that fist length away from the mic thing.
Yes, I certainly am.
He knows. Well, you want to hear him doing mic checks?
Oh, yes.
You recorded that?
Yeah, this is what he does every morning for everybody.
You recorded it? Oh.
What do you think?
Hello, it's Anthony Cumia. Hello.
Wait. Okay, so you're checking my mic.
Correct.
And you have to say hello. This is Anthony Cumia.
I don't have to say that. I can say whatever I want to on the mic. I choose to pretend that I'm the person who uses that mic when I'm checking the mic.
I know, it was uncanny.
It's very smart. Because
Yes,
then the
it is.
person knows whose mic you're
What
checking.
mic you checking?
Correct.
I like it.
All right.
Hello, it's Anthony Cumia. Hello. Hello, I'm a co-host.
Anthony Jumia. Hello, I'm a co-host.
Who's the co-host? Well, Mike.
The one I'm sitting on right now. Sitting right now is a co-host.
Okay.
Hello, I'm a co-host.
Co-host. That's
Bob Kelly? Bob Kelly's a co-host sometimes. Patrice O'Neill, he's a co-host.
It's a guest mic, dummy.
The color of this microphone's cable is yellow. Yellow.
Now green.
This cable is green. Hello, green. Hello, I'm Jimmy Norton. Hello.
He did a little voice.
Hello.
Oh, it's very accurate. I like it. It sounds good.
All right, guys, it's Opie today. Opie Hughes.
Never calls himself that, by the way.
That's all right. Whatever.
Got the quotes.
I hear you doing staff impressions.
Oh.
You sort of heard. I sort of heard a little Jimmy there. So.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I tried to do a Jimmy Norton voice there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that easy to do, but I mean, it's like, hello, I'm Jimmy Norton.
Hello, Jimmy Norton. Hello. Who else do you do?
Kenny.
Oh, you do Kenny?
Yes, I did an impression of Kenny.
All right, let's hear it.
You guys got to look at me, like, because it's more the impression is basically like looking.
Sure, of course.
All right.
Do Kenny.
I'll do an impression of Kenny. That's my impression of Kenny, because he's always sleeping in his chair.
We got it.
He's always sleeping in his chair. That's good.
Oh, that's good.
It's not like the bosses are listening or anything.
That's the
Way to
best.
blow up his spot.
That's the best thing to do. Take an impression of somebody from when they're like sleeping, or not really doing anything.
Yeah.
That's the same impression, by the way, of everyone else who's sleeping in the world.
Yeah.
Here's my impression of every human who sleeps. Sorry, David.
It's all right. I know it's everyone sleeping, but
What do you do, Steve too?
yeah, see if I just like run really fast out the door, because he's always like rushing out the door to do something, to like go in here and tell someone an
Can we
important
put a
message.
door that goes out to the side of the building?
Hold on. That should be, that impression of Kenny should be your impression of Steve working.
Wow, you are killing David today.
It's really funny.
Oh,
Why is that funny though?
It is. I
mean,
don't
Jimmy's a very funny man, but why is that joke in particular funny?
because it is. It just is.
Are you saying because it's accurate?
I guess so. I don't want to say anything on the air, but I guess I just did.
No, you're allowed to.
You can say whatever you want. Do you think Steve's a good worker?
He's a good worker.
What
Yeah.
did you say right before we went on the air?
I don't want to say anything about him on the air.
no, on the air,
no,
you're
on the air,
allowed
you're
to
safe.
say anything. You're safe.
They should have
We've been
taught
through
you.
this with other people.
They should have taught you that at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Yeah, the professionals.
Yeah.
On the air, you're safe because what you say it can be interpreted as entertainment value, no matter how realistic it is. But you're safe, so you could say it. What did you say before
About what?
about Steve?
I just was telling my impression of how I.
He's good?
He's all right.
Do you think he's good?
No. He's all right, though.
No.
Wow. You wouldn't do too well in the interrogation room, David. Wow, at least he's not an Al Qaeda mastermind.
He's all right.
Do you really think he's all right?
Yeah, he's just all right.
Do
Yeah.
you think he's all right?
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
You're on the air. You're safe here. This is a safe place.
Yeah.
Very safe place. Now answer Sam's question.
Do you think Steve's good?
Sometimes he could be good. Sometimes.
Like when?
I don't know.
Percentage of good to bad.
Yeah.
What would you say? How much percent good?
Remember, you're in a safe place. You're in front of us. We make all final decisions, my
You
friend.
say sometimes he's good. Is it sometimes, what percent of the time?
There he is.
What percent of the time? Don't let him intimidate you.
He's right there in the
Don't
phone
intimidate the witness.
booth. I can't do it.
Opie and
What-
Anthony are on your side.
That's
What
right.
percent? It's the Opie and Anthony show, not the Steve
I can't
show.
do
We're
it. I
asking
can't
you.
do it. It's not right.
We are asking you what
can't do it.
percentage? What percentage of the time is he good?
What percentage for real?
I can't do it. He's right there.
Say a number. Come on. What percentage?
Now he's behind me.
What percentage?
Now he's like putting his face to my now he's blowing in my.
Steve, Dave, is it closer to 0 or 10?
No, it's more than 10.
David?
More than 10?
Yeah,
What's it less than?
David's Steve's right on top of David.
I know.
Is it less than 20?
Yeah, he's whispering my. I'd say he's gonna like beat me up or something.
No, he's not.
I don't know. I'd say probably. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's probably like 50.
Well, no, what
50.
Yeah,
what did Sam ask you? Sam said, "Is Steve good?"
yeah.
What was your answer?
Is he good?
He's all right.
How good is he?
He's all right.
No, what did you say?
David.
He's all right.
David.
What did you say?
What'd you say?
He's all right.
That's not what he said.
I didn't mean what I said though.
What'd you say, though?
I said no, but I didn't mean that.
Why didn't you mean it?
No, I'm just joking around. I didn't mean that.
All right.
Like a percent.
Whatever you just said.
What percentage?
50.
No.
No.
Yes.
David?
See,
Yes.
Steve's intimidating the hell out of him. He's in here. And even with
Yes.
that, David can only admit that it's 50.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just want to acknowledge that.
Even with intimidation, that's
Right.
failing great.
Right. If Steve wasn't around, I think that number would be lower in David's eyes. All right, we got to start the Fluffernutter hat on E-Rock as we go to break here.
David, congratulations, by the way, on your new duties. You're doing them very well.
Oh, I thank you. If I may say one thing, Steve wanted me to say what I said about Travis. He wants to know, he wants you guys to know what I was saying about Travis.
What did you say about Travis?
Oh.
Because we're on the topic of like how do I rate the staff members here? So Travis, I would say didn't do any work.
But Travis isn't even here to defend himself
Yes,
today.
he's slacking off.
Yeah.
Taking a vacation day.
I guess apparently, David, you're not privy to the emails on a nightly basis that we all get to share in?
No, I'm not privy to those.
Where Travis pretty much gives a rundown of
what's happening
all
in the world,
big stories of the world.
He doesn't email the interns. No.
Ooh.
So what you're saying is you're speaking out of complete ignorance.
I'm just speaking out of what I see, not out of what I see. I don't see these emails, so I don't know about them.
So you don't see what he's doing on his off time.
No, I do not.
As he goes on his computer and other things and finds things. Danny's got some.
I don't see it that. No.
Aside from not being on the emails, you're also not in the office before the show, nor in Travis's phone booth during the show.
No, I'm not.
Nor in Travis's area at the XM Sirius side of the show. So how would you even really know what anybody does around here?
Let me tell you
you don't
something.
work too closely to any of us.
I'll tell you something, David. No matter what time I get in here,
yes.
Sometimes I'm in here early. Travis is always at his desk when I walk in. Doesn't matter what time it is. And he is working diligently.
Nick Carter's usually at his desk when you walk in.
Nick Carter.
He loves that, Jimmy. He loves that one.
So
that's good. I like that guy. He's a good guy.
To base what do you base your opinion on?
I'm just basing my opinion on one day, probably just one day in the very beginning of my internship when I saw Travis just staring into space in the phone booth.
I'll tell you what he's basing it on. He's basing it on the amount, I guess, to David, the amount of work that you do depends on how much you're liked by that person. So if Travis really doesn't like you, then I guess he really doesn't do any work. You know, I'm kind of half and half with you, so I guess I must work just half good.
What do you think about Danny? How do you think he works a lot?
Yes, I certainly do. Danny's always working hard.
Really?
Danny, Travis doesn't like him?
At this point in time, I don't think much of anybody really enjoys David too much.
I love the kid. Sam's got his hand raised too.
Well, because you guys just have your little on-air time, and then it's back home. So, but we actually have to deal with him.
But he's the executive intern, right. Danny.
He is the executive intern.
I know.
You don't just get that position. He earned it.
I got to know my role. I'm sorry.
Are you putting that on your resume when you go to look for a job that you are the executive intern?
I'm gonna switch my resume to executive. Yes.
Executive intern.
I had just intern. Now I'm gonna switch to executive intern / office manager.
Okay, executive intern, and then you have to put duties that you did as an executive intern. What do you list?
I'm gonna list and telling the other interns what to do. Giving the orders to other interns.
Other interns, do you...
Like this old man that is intern.
Yes, correct. A 38-year-old, yes.
The 38-year-old.
With 2 kids.
With 2 kids.
Jesus. Do you listen to the executive intern?
Yes, I have to listen to
the executive Sam is forcing all interns to listen to the executive intern.
Sam is instigating.
He's involved with this.
Sam is the one that appointed me exequtive intern.
Of course he appointed you?
He appointed me, yes.
Oh, appointed, okay.
Yeah.
So he appointed you. I didn't know you had that in your job description, Sam.
He's just a dick. I love it.
Of course he is.
What I really like, David and me, Sirius came and told all the interns that they all had to have a mentor, and that it should probably just be Steve. So everybody just put Steve as their mentor, so he just signs the paperwork, except David, because David said Steve wouldn't do a good job as his mentor.
What a set of faults on this kid.
And then asked if I would be his mentor instead.
Wow, he actually asked you.
That's nice.
Yes, they said
he went from a bear to a viper.
Yes, we had a meeting with the HR people from Sirius.
Yeah,
and you told them you didn't think.
They said Steve will be everyone's mentor, and I said I don't want Steve to be my mentor.
You told HR that?
Yes, I did.
You pretty much ratted out Steve.
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't rat him out. No, I didn't rat him. I just said I don't want Steve to be my mentor.
Do you understand that that's negative? That negatively impacts Steve to the superiors.
I asked them, could I have Sam as my mentor? And they said, who's Sam? And I explained to them, and I showed them, and they said, oh, okay, Sam, you can be okay.
Not good.
Wow. Sam is my mentor. Yes.
Paul has something.
Look at this. Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paul, you have something?
I just wanted to point out that some of David's executive duties does include removing staples from pieces of paper and then restapling them after they've been filed and scanned.
Gotta be done.
And that you have to tell them that every day. How to take the staples out and restaple again.
Why are you restapling stuff there, executive intern?
Those are the rules for all the darn paperwork that we got to clean up.
All the darn paperwork.
Radio friendly.
We got to clean up the mess of one specific individual who messed up all the paperwork and threw it all over their office. And we got to fix it all up, and it's all unorganized.
Who did that?
A certain individual that's no longer with us.
Okay.
Yes, a certain individual that's no longer with us threw all the paperwork all over the office and messed it up, and we have to reorganize it and scan it and.
Why did he throw it all over?
So he didn't do a good job. He wasn't doing his job. So now we got to fix it all up. So that's why I'm unstapling so that they can scan it.
Unstapling, scanning, and then stapling again.
Stapling again, and then filing them, sorting them by year and by alphabetical order.
He doesn't scan. He just pulls the staples out and then puts new staples in.
Oh, okay. You're not in charge of the scanning part.
No,
What,
I'm
do
not
you
in charge of the
delegate
scanning.
that?
Why aren't you doing that part?
Responsibility to someone else?
Yes.
More like he's not willing to learn how to do the scanning.
Do you know how to scan?
Yes, I know how to scan.
So why don't you scan?
I don't know. I just kind of decided on my own. Okay, I'm going to staple. I'm going to unstaple. I'm going to do the alphabetizing.
Now, about the time you get in, I've heard about this too. Now, what time do the interns report?
We are required to meet Sam at XM at 4:30 a.m.
Sam, 4:30 a.m. David, what time do you come in?
I come in at 4:40.
No, you don't come in
at 4:40. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Your mentor is saying you don't come in at 4:40.
That's not true. I come in at 4:40.
You come in at 5 o'clock.
Mentor?
I did not come in at 5.
Everyone is saying you come in at 5.
Generally, he arrives around 4:45, which he says. I don't think it's necessarily true most of the time. But today he got here at 4:45 because we were walking from XM to CBS. Even though he saw us, he went to XM anyway, and when questioned, he explained he had to go up to XM even though we were already there to make sure the other interns didn't forget anything.
Oh, Jesus.
Takes his duties seriously.
So why do you come in later than the other interns?
I got no explanation for that one.
But you're the executive intern.
That's one of the
You're
perks.
trying to make up your own hours?
No, I'm not trying to. No.
No, I think, David, that's one of the perks of being the executive intern.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he just said.
I don't know, he's whispering to you while I'm talking to you. He's the executive intern. I think that's one of the perks of being.
So that's a perk. You're able to just come in later.
I guess it is.
Are you going to be supervising the Fluffernutter hat that we're putting on E-Rock to make sure it's done right?
Only if interns are doing it.
So if interns are involved, you supervise.
Yes, I don't supervise any of the staff members. Only interns.
Only interns. Paul, yes.
I would
one of
just
our
like to
interns.
point out that David's supervision usually involves asking one of us what he should be doing.
But you're the executive intern.
You're the executive
Why are you
intern.
asking them?
Yeah, but then he doesn't do it anyway. So he'll ask us what to do, we'll tell him, and he won't do it.
That is not true. I do what I'm
Because
told.
he's the executive. He doesn't have to listen to you.
Right.
I forgot. I forgot.
The reason why I asked
Chain of command.
is because the paperwork project that we're involved in was explained.
It's a project.
Yes, it's a project. It was explained to Paul several times and not to me. So Paul is the one that knows what to do.
Right.
With that project. I was never explained what to do for
You're
that
just
project.
getting information. You're not asking for directions.
If you weren't on the air right now, what would you be doing as executive intern?
I'd probably
This second? Yeah. If you weren't on the air.
Eating chalk.
I would never do a thing like that.
Well, of course not.
Well, no,
what would you be doing?
Joke.
I would probably be. I'd probably be thinking of duties to give to other interns.
Like what?
Yeah, like what?
I just want to know what you'd be doing as executive intern right now if you weren't in front of that mic.
That's a really good question.
Oh my God!
Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny.
David, do you see yourself more as an on-air guy? Is that what your heart is? You're an on-air guy.
As opposed to a behind-the-scenes cutting up audio and say, yes, definitely.
Cutting up audio, you don't need to learn to do that.
I kind of
He has no desire to cut
I kind
up
of
audio
learned how to do
whatsoever.
that at Connecticut Schools of Broadcasting, but
Yeah.
but when I finished it, I'm like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Is your last name Brent?
My last name is not Brent. No.
Certainly, you got kind of that vibe going.
My last name being Brent.
Yeah, David Brent from The Office.
Oh, I didn't get it.
I'm not as professional.
He got it. He got it.
He got it. Look, he's cracking up.
Yeah.
Cracking up.
He's laughing. He's
Some of the
laughing.
laughs we have around here.
All right,
There's been a rape up there.
we do have to take a break. We're like 20 minutes late because
Point
of,
at the stuffed monkey.
because of the executive intern, David. All right, David.
I didn't say anything. It's a scream.
Like it's madness all the time.
We have to take a break. We
All
can
right.
continue with that.